What's up, everybody? I'm Dylan,
And I'm Julia, and welcome to SEC at Home.
where we invite you into our home and we talk SEC college football. Week 4.
Week 4. It's good to be back after missing last week.
Yeah,
I'll try not to ditch another
let's not.
game. And I will go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Yes, I've already eaten crow about the Alabama-Wisconsin game. Alabama, my apologies to you. I think I will doubt you a little less in the future. Okay, got that out of the way.
Oh, it was perfectly reasonable doubt, but I mean, Wisconsin was a little bit of a stretch. But
I don't want people thinking that I've got a vendetta.
Yeah, I digress.
Okay, sorry, Alabama.
Week 4 this week is going to be kind of, I don't want to say lacking, but it definitely doesn't have the hype as week 3 did.
No, you've got a game here or there that's proven to be one to watch, but there's not as many games. Like last week, we watched football from noon to midnight.
It was all
I fell
day.
asleep early, but
yeah.
But this week, you got some games, but there's none that are not none. There's a few, but it's not as exciting as last week.
There's really one SEC matchup that's really the game of the week for the SEC, and both teams have question marks by their names, so it's gonna be interesting to talk about them. We have some things that we're going to touch on. Is we have a coach in the SEC that's really on the hot seat right now, and the game this week might go a long way into determining his job. Also, that team has some question marks. We'll get to that when we get to the team.
And very unexpected question marks. I will say that after the preseason.
But first, as we do always on the show, we talk about the cupcake games of the week. We'll make those picks real quick. We'll go through those in one segment. Interesting enough, this will be the last year where we have so many cupcake games, because next year we're going to 9 conference games. So one of these games will be taken out for an SEC matchup for next year. So that's really good for the conference. More SEC games. It's going to be interesting to see how these schools do that scheduling, because do you schedule somebody from the top tier? Do you schedule somebody who didn't have a really good season this year? Who do you pick? Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. First game on the docket with these cupcake teams. Yes, we call them cupcake teams. That's what we call them on this channel. There is one though that I would like to take out of that kind of situation. I don't think this is a cupcake team. I mean, this team used to be in the SEC a long time ago. So are they a G5? Yes, but are they? But I think they have the skill set to
Richard was trying to join
to really be classified as not a cupcake. But we'll talk about it. But the first game up is Arkansas at Memphis. So this is another SEC team going to another G5 team stadium.
So you're saying Memphis used to be in the SEC?
No, not Memphis. That's a different game. I'll tell you when we get there. Yeah, no. Memphis was favored to win their conference. They're still kind of favored. They've lost a couple games. Arkansas, off of that just horrible game last week against Ole Miss, they lost the game. They played good enough to win it. They had more total. You weren't here for the reaction video, but Arkansas had more total offensive yards than Ole Miss did.
Yeah.
Now, the flip side to that is Ole Miss won that game with their backup quarterback.
True.
So, now it's not at Arkansas, it's at Memphis, and I still have a huge problem with this, but it's the way the schedule shakes out. Who do you got?
Being at Memphis, I think, poses a little bit of a risk.
Yeah,
I still have to choose Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm going to choose Arkansas. I think that they're kind of ticked off that they didn't win that Ole Miss game when they played good enough to win it. I think they come in here fired up. I think they're going to win this game. I would not be comfortable betting it though, because
there's always room.
Because Memphis because if it's a letdown spot, it really depends on how Seb Pittman can challenge his guys this week and see if he can get them playing like they did and not say, oh well, our best isn't good enough. Next game up, UAB at Tennessee. I don't think there's a lot to say here. Tennessee's, in my opinion, one of the best teams in college football right now. They did lose in overtime to Georgia, but
and I think Tennessee can win this game.
Oh, yeah.
But only if only if they enroll that the kicker from the high school kicker from Texas that kicked the career long of 64 yards.
Vols fans,
they might you might want to look into enrolling him in a.
It was a tough spot for the kid. Okay,
yeah,
it was a tough.
I did genuinely feel bad for him.
Yeah, he came back and made the. It was I think it was a yard off from the exact same kick in overtime. He made that one.
I genuinely did feel bad for him.
I feel bad for all of Tennessee because they should have won that game, like 100%. But
I'm picking Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm picking Tennessee. No question.
Even though they lost to Georgia, in my mind, they're still a playoff team.
Oh, 100%. And they're going to be ticked off too.
Yeah, 100%. They should put us.
Yeah, UAB, you might want to. Yeah, if there was such a thing as a mercy rule in football, that game will probably need to have it. Next up, you have Georgia State and Vanderbilt. Interesting about this game because our schedules are flipped from last year. So Vanderbilt went to Georgia State last year and they lost. They lost in Atlanta. And now Georgia State has to come to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's got all the momentum in the world after that South Carolina game.
I was about to say, I don't think there's any stopping Vanderbilt this week, especially after coming off that South Carolina win, which could be, you got to look at South Carolina too. I don't think they're having the best year.
They're not.
But I still think you got to give Vandy credit. I think you've got to, look at the progress they're making.
Is this a revenge spot for them? Would you say that they circled this game and were ready?
Yeah,
and are ready to take them on?
I don't want to discount Georgia State, but I do think that Vanderbilt is going to go in and stomp a mud hole in them.
Yeah. I'm going to take Vanderbilt too. I don't see Georgia State causing too much of an issue with the way Vanderbilt's playing right now.
The next one we've got is
yeah, sorry.
Let me do some.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right, the next one we have is Southeast Louisiana and LSU.
Okay, so I try and check the injury report every week. SEC coaches have to.
Are you wanting somebody to get hurt?
No, I'm not wanting anybody, but it's just good to know because you never know what happens during practice. Apparently, Nussmeier, your boy, has some type of torso injury that he's been playing through. And I don't know if Brian Kelly's calling that to be why their offense didn't play so good on Saturday. I talked about it. They weren't good on third down. They didn't move the ball very good. I don't know if Florida's defense is that good or if this is just because Nussmeier's hurt and playing through the pain. We've seen guys do this before, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
It's not too concerning to me. Is he probably in a great deal of pain? Yes, absolutely. So sorry, Nussmeier. I hope you get better, but he can play through it. Yeah. Now you're Brian Kelly, and he's got an injury. If I were Brian Kelly, I would play him the first quarter if he feels up to it. Let him get a good 30, 40-point lead. Put the backup quarterback in, whoever it is, whether it's a freshman or not. I'm not really sure. I need to.
Yeah, I'm not.
I think you let the backup go in.
I'm not.
Let him rest.
I don't know if LSU can get up by 30 or 40 in the first half, first quarter. But it's definitely cause for it's definitely cause for concern. I'm with you. I think you get up to a comfortable lead and then you take him out and let cleanup duty handle the rest.
Well, LSU just has such a good opportunity this year to make the SEC championship.
Yeah.
Win the SEC championship. I picked them to win the SEC championship no matter who they play, and be a playoff contender.
Yeah, I'm gonna take LSU.
I think that
I just don't see Southeast Louisiana coming in there to Death Valley and winning.
Regardless of whether
I think
even probably the backup quarterback can handle that.
Okay, so the next game we have up is Tulane, Ole Miss. Tulane was the G5 team I was talking about earlier. Tulane used to be in the SEC a long time ago. They are in the G5, but I don't consider them to be a cupcake, but they are a G5 team. Ole Miss off of that Arkansas game, I think winning it with their backup quarterback, having their starter quarterback probably coming back this week, I think that this is the perfect time to make a statement game. because you did struggle against Arkansas for everything that it's worth. I think you have to come out here. I think you have to play Tulane really, really hard. And this is kind of a sneaky game because Tulane and Ole Miss, they always play each other hard.
Yeah, they do.
So
this is not the game. I agree with you. I don't think this is the game to overlook for Ole Miss. But I'm still going to pick Ole Miss.
I'm going to pick Ole Miss. I don't see them losing this game. I think that it could be close, though. I think it could be a sneaky game that could really, really be closer than what a lot of people think.
All right, next up, we have Sam Houston in Texas.
Okay. There's a problem with Manning. I talked about it.
Yeah.
I talked it in my reaction video.
There is.
There's a problem. I don't know if it's physical. I don't know if it's mental. I don't know if his girlfriend left him. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. They got to figure it out. And I'm really curious. Like, all the analytics point to it being him just not handling the pressure.
I'm laughing because it's a good thing that he doesn't pay attention to social media and what people say about him. He needs to continue to do that because some of the things I've seen this week are.
It's harsh.
Oh yeah, really harsh. Yeah. Manning's already redshirted a year, correct?
No.
So here's my proposal. What if he just really is terrible in this game? Again, okay, I say Texas still wins. Okay, they may not win by much. Texas wins this game. I'm picking Texas unless that wasn't clear.
Yeah, I'm picking Texas.
But what if he has another terrible game and they pull him out the rest of the year, redshirt him?
They could.
Is that a possible situation?
I could, but I don't think so because they don't have anybody behind him. That's the problem with the situation there is.
But there have been backup quarterbacks that have been
able
to come in, Cinderella story, save the day.
I just don't know how that looks though. Like, because you don't want to ruin the kid.
But at the same time, I don't think you care how it looks. If you're Texas, you want to win games.
That's true.
And they're winning games, but
he just doesn't look like.
If they want to make it to the SEC championship and playoff,
that's probably out of the question now. Like, that's like, we'll see when they get into SEC play, and I'm not saying that like it's completely out of the realm of possibilities, but from what I've seen in the defenses that they're going to have to go up against, that Oklahoma to talk, it's going to be rough for him. Like, it's not going to get any easier.
No, it's not.
And the problem also is that what he's supposed to be isn't going to go away. Like, that name on the back of his jersey, that's going to get him eyes no matter what. Like, and there's no scenario where that backs off of him this year because of all the preseason expectations.
I think he transfers, and I think
that's what I'm kind of considering. I think that he might.
And how would this be different? How different would this conversation be if he had gone to a different school for a couple of years and then transferred to Texas? Do you think because of his last name, he had so much pressure put on him that's what I think? Expected him to be good and as good as his family.
Here's the deal: like the expectation of him just because of his name, I think that's getting to him, and that's something that you can't coach away from. That's not something that you can inspire away from. That's not something that there's nothing that coaching staff at Texas can do to help him with this. He's just got to do it.
Yeah.
And one thing that I think will help him, and I've heard a lot of analysts say this, is he's just got to get back to having fun.
Yeah.
Because if you watch him, he's not having fun out there. This is a game. Like, I get that there's lots of money on the table, and I get that there's the NFL and expectations. This is college football. Yeah. This is supposed to be fun. I go to Gunnar Stockton last week. Gunnar Stockton looked like he was having a ball doing what he was doing at Georgia in that Tennessee game. Like, sure, he had pressure, but he was playing a game, and he was playing the game he wants to, the way he plays it. Manning hasn't done that all year.
Wow.
Like, I see his teammates and his coaching staff, but he just looks defeated for some reason at points, and he has flares of good things, but he's in his own head, and he's got to get out of it somehow. I mean, although
I'm still picking them to win.
Yeah, they're gonna win, but
I just want to know.
It's the difference between like them winning by 10 and then winning by 30 like they're supposed to,
Next game we have is South Carolina and Mizzou.
Yeah.
Mizzou now ranked.
Yeah, this game. They're okay. So Sellers goes out against Vanderbilt. Mm-hmm. He's under concussion. He's got concussion protocol. I can't speak today. And I heard that he was back at practice and he's questionable to start in this game. I don't think he should start this game. I realize that he's probably their best chance to win this game. Mm-hmm. I realize that. But if you get a concussion, you are more apt to get another one.
Another one, yeah. With the way South Carolina played last week, and I'm not too confident in Mizzou, but being that Sellers has had issues, I'm going to pick Mizzou.
I'm going to pick Mizzou,
I'm just going to play it safe
and
pick Mizzou.
I hope that Coach Beamer really thinks about Sellers' health in this. Because if he starts, I question his ethics. Mm-hmm. Because nobody wants to get hurt, but if you're under concussion protocol, I think you need to sit out at least a week. I realize that he's a really good quarterback, and I realize that when he's on, he's really good, and he's probably giving them the best chance to win. Mm-hmm. And I realize that Doty is probably not the guy you want to be leading your team. But at the same time, a kid's health is at risk here.
Yeah, so you got to do the right thing.
Let's do the right thing. Let's take your L, let him sit out for another week, and let's see if you can bounce back in a couple weeks. Next game up, this is the game where a head coach could lose his job. It's Florida goes to Miami. Napier is all over social media right now. All people are talking about this. Analysts are breaking this down. I heard something the other day that I didn't even ever think that it was a possibility until it was brought up in this situation. Florida hasn't played four games yet. The new red shirt rule is you can play 4 games and you can red shirt.
So you're thinking they're going to red shirt Lagway or should red shirt Lagway?
I'm thinking the whole team throws the game and then red shirts and transfers.
The whole team?
No, at least 85% of your starters. This is where we're at in college football, because here's the deal. You can redshirt, get this year back. This year never happened. You can transfer somewhere else and play an additional year.
So let me pose this to you then. So you're saying that the majority of Florida's team throws this game away, whatever, lose it by whatever, and then they redshirt and transfer.
Yeah, because they'll get the transfer now if Napier gets fired. And
that was my question. Yeah. So if Napier gets fired, now let me pose this situation. I like thinking about all the what ifs because that's just the way my brain works. Mm-hmm. What if that happens? Napier gets fired and takes a job somewhere else, and a player ends up exactly back with Napier.
That could happen.
They were trying to go.
It could very well happen.
I'm just posing that perspective from it too. I get that. I think that this game is. I do think it's a make or break it game for Napier. You've already lost to USF.
You lost last week to LSU.
I mean,
now your goal
lost to Miami. That's another one of your rivals.
Argue and to make the argument, Miami might be the best team in the country. Like, they're playing that good.
I'm going to need you to retract that statement.
I can't. If you watch their film and you watch their games and how they're playing, they're the best team in the country right now.
I don't care if
they're the best complete team. But here's the other side to this coin, right? Okay, yeah, the USF loss looks really bad. Okay, but then you lost to the number 3 team in the country, and now you're playing arguably the best team in the country. They're not ranked number 1, but arguably the best team in the country. Is that enough to get you fired? So if the players do think, hey, if we throw this game and coach gets fired, we get the red shirt, we get the transfer, we get the free transfer, whatever. What if he doesn't get fired after this game because Florida's like, well, who is he? He's got 1 bad loss, 2 quality losses.
Here's my thing on it. you also have to look at it from the other perspective. Florida could win this game.
They could.
Not probable.
It's not
not
out of the realm.
But they could win this game. And here's my position on this game. Do I want Florida to lose? No, because I definitely do not want Miami to win. I don't care if they're the best team in this country. I'd rather them be ranked dead last in the college football rankings. I don't care how well they're playing. I don't care how many wins. I don't like them.
And I want to I just want to say that I don't want what I said to happen. I don't want these kids to throw this game. I don't want Napier to get fired. I'm just saying that this is the time and place we live in college football.
Pressure. Okay, so let me go back. I shouldn't have said I don't like Miami, but they're not in the SEC, so I'm allowed to not like them. This is an SEC show.
Yeah, it is.
And yeah, I don't want Miami to win. I think it's probable. And I really have a lot of doubt surrounding Florida right now. I don't know. I have to choose Florida. I really think that they're going to not win this game. So I want that to go on record. I don't think Florida's going to win.
Yeah,
but I'm not picking Miami.
I am going to pick Miami. I think Miami's the better team. I think Carson Beck's playing really good right now.
Yeah.
I think they've got a really good defense that hunts the ball. I'm more like this game's going to happen, but I'm more interested in the after effects of this game.
And I'm going to throw this in here too. I think part of the reason that there's such a bad taste in my mouth with Miami is because you've got people who, people have talked about it, we've talked about it, who have taken full advantage of the NIL, and it's made people greedy, money hungry, and it's ruined. Okay, some people might say, oh, well, my team's doing great because we have a transfer that's making us win all these games. Okay, cool, but you got to look at the motive. That person doesn't care about you and your team. Yeah. I don't care who they are. If they don't care about you and your team, the only reason they went to your team is because they wanted more money.
Yep,
NIL has ruined college football. In some ways.
In some ways. I agree with you. The transfer thing, I think, is about to get corrected because it's being they're talking about changing the process of transfers. They're talking about
they need to change the rules on transfers.
Yeah, they're talking about taking away the spring transfer portal. So what that will mean is that you will at least have a general idea of who's on your team. So that'll be great for it. I think the spring transfer portal just doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's like right after spring practices and stuff. And it was a big talk about like spring games because like I don't want to have a spring game because I don't want people to know what I have because they might come and try and take them in the transfer portal that's coming up. So I think that's going to be really good for college football.
I think that I think something that needs to be amended is if you transfer, if you enter the transfer portal, you should be banned from getting any NIL deals for the next year.
Well, I don't have a problem with anybody transferring one time, but I think that they need to bring back, you get one freebie, and then if you do it again, you have to sit out a year.
Well, my opinion is it's like double dipping.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to get NIL from one school, and then you're going to transfer to another school because they offered you more money. But anyway, but I don't like how that's affected college football. I don't want to, but I'm going to pick Florida.
Okay, I'm picking Miami.
Okay.
So this is the game of the week. This has got so many storylines that it isn't even funny. Auburn going to Oklahoma.
And I'll be the first to tell you, when we had our conversations preseason, we've spent a lot of time thinking about and discussing Oklahoma. And, last year they had a rougher year coming into the SEC. So I really thought that it was going to be interesting to see how they played in SEC play this year. And so far, I mean, they've done better than I would have ever imagined.
Not only that, but they had that quarterback, John Mateer. That dude is slowly but surely making a name for himself in the best conference, no less. And there's talk. I mean, he's already being talked about. Heisman watch, all this kind of stuff. He's some people's pick to win the Heisman. The Oklahoma side of this is really is what it is, but the Auburn side is a little bit more because unless you live under a rock, you know that Auburn's transfer quarterback Jackson Arnold was the starter quarterback for Oklahoma last year.
There might be some people living under a rock because I was one of them.
This is Jackson, and it would be one thing if Oklahoma went to Auburn, but Auburn comes to Oklahoma, so this is a homecoming. If you want to,
Are you sure they go to Oklahoma?
Yeah, it's Auburn at Oklahoma. Okay. Jackson Arnold's return to OU. Oklahoma fans don't like him for leaving. Now, was it the best decision for the kid? Absolutely. Because if you look at what he's done at Auburn and the hype that's around Jackson Arnold as a whole by itself and the way he's played this year, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be like you are going to be able to cut the tension with a knife because not only do you have all the other aspects, but you have this really stout Oklahoma defense that knows the quarterback, knows him inside, outside, front ways, back ways, whatever way you want to call it. They know this kid. Mm-hmm. They know his tendencies. They know what he likes to do. And these teams are very similar on offense. Both these teams rely on the quarterback run. They don't have a traditional type of run game. They rely on these quarterbacks to help them in that yardage. Mm-hmm. So similar offenses, one really stout defense, one defense trying to make a name for himself. This is all the makings of being a really, really good game.
It does. And
I'm here for it.
Who do I want to pick?
Oh, I've got my pick.
Okay, I'm going to Oklahoma.
I'm going Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I'm going Oklahoma.
I just think they have done so much this the past 3 weeks to prove themselves. And I genuinely think they're on such a high right now. I think that they want to prove, hey, Jackson Arnold, we can do this without you.
We got your number.
Look at this. We're doing better already than we were with you.
I think that there's so much motivation for Oklahoma in this game, not to mention you get them at home. You have home field advantage. It's hard to win on the road in the SEC. I realize that Oklahoma's only been in the conference for 2 seasons. Well, a season in this season. But that's a really tough place to play. Just ask Michigan.
It is.
On how hard it is to play there. Not to mention, Brent Venables is calling this defense, and he is a defensive genius, and he's got these guys playing at such a high level right now. It kind of reminds me of that 2021 Georgia team, where it's just you got guys flying all over the place, and you've got a line that's not going to allow the run. This game comes down to one thing: which quarterback gets hot first. Because I don't think either one of these teams are going to let the quarterback run the ball. I think they're going. I think we're going to see a lot of. I think we're going to see a lot of spies. I think we're going to see a lot of linebackers backing up, just watching. I think we're going to see a lot of discipline in eyes for quarterback run, a lot of contain. So who's going to get throwing the ball and who's going to be the more accurate passer? Who's going to make the better decisions? Whose receivers are going to make the plays?
It could really go either way.
It really could, but from what I've seen,
I think Oklahoma.
John Mateer is good enough. I haven't seen enough passing from Jackson Arnold. That being said, I think Auburn does have the better wide receivers.
Well, and I'll put it like this, and I know they're 2 different teams, but Jackson Arnold had his chance with Oklahoma.
This is true.
Couldn't have, a whole lot of wins. Didn't do very well last year in SEC play.
It's a par.
John Mateer is doing well with Oklahoma in their offense. And I think about it like this. Jackson Arnold couldn't do it with Oklahoma. How's he supposed to do it with Auburn? I get it's a different team, get different coaching staff, but
I'll say this: I'm picking Oklahoma, but it really wouldn't surprise. If Auburn wins this game, it's because their receivers step up and they help get Jackson Arnold in good positions. I think whichever quarterback does have more rushing yards, I think that plays in a factor because they're not going to stop doing what they're doing. They're not going to get away from their identity. They're going to run these quarterbacks. These quarterbacks are going to run. It just depends on who does it better and who prepared better. I think Oklahoma will be prepared better. I will, like I said, but it would not surprise me that if we come back here with our reaction video and we say Auburn's wide receivers played ball. They got Jackson Arnold into positions. Jackson took some shots. They won 50-50 balls. But it's just going to be – I wish I could go to this game because I would just love to see – I would love to see Oklahoma fans and how they actually treat Jackson Arnold on the return.
That'll be interesting.
Because, and that place is going to be loud. It's not
as Georgia, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. It's not even going to – and if it's not for any other reason, just to mess with Jackson Arnold. All right. Those are our SEC teams.
Ready for our mystery game of the week?
Hit me. And before we get into that, for our competition's sake, I think I did this right. I think we're both 1-1 in picks. Like, we picked everything right, but we disagreed on 2 games, and you picked one right and I picked one right.
Okay.
So we're 1-1 on the scale.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, on the competition, like 1 point each. So we're tied. Yeah. Okay. And I think we picked I think the only game that we disagree on this week is the Florida-Miami game so far.
Yeah. I'm picking. Like I said,
you're picking Florida just because you don't want to pick Miami. I'm picking Miami because I think they're the better team.
So the Florida-Miami game will be a decisive game for our competition.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Mystery game of the week.
Mystery game of the week.
And I pondered this for the longest time.
There's one I hope it is, just because I've thought about this game a little bit. But
I bet it's not.
It's probably not. You're probably going to hit me with some.
There were several that I went back and
I swear, if you hit me with some G5 nonsense, I'm just done. What you got?
Okay. I'm telling you, there was a couple games I could have chosen.
She went with the G5 game, and I'm not going to know nothing about it.
Illinois, Indiana.
Illinois, okay. Okay, that was one of the games I was hoping that it was going to be Nebraska, Michigan.
I did. Nebraska, Michigan was.
I thought that Nebraska, Michigan was going to be the game, but Illinois, Indiana, I like it. It's Big Ten country. Indiana obviously had that really incredible season last year. Made it to the playoffs. Got stomped in the playoffs like everybody thought they would.
Illinois. Did Indiana make it to the playoffs last year?
I believe they did.
I don't know. I'm not focused on Indiana.
I'm believed.
Illinois is ranked number 9.
And
Indiana is number 19. Now, what makes this game so special is they're both 3-0. Now, they're Big Ten. They're in the Big Ten Conference. But I'm interested to see how this game turns out. And I'll tell you why. Illinois being ranked number 9 is interesting because they are they're in the same conference as Oregon.
Yep.
And Oregon is also 3-0. Anyway,
I know Ohio State's still undefeated. Illinois is undefeated. Indiana's undefeated. Oregon's undefeated. I know Michigan's got a loss.
Yeah.
I think Penn State's still undefeated.
Purdue has a loss.
I thought, is Purdue in the Big Ten?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I double checked because they do play Purdue. I thought that was interesting because I also
Purdue was in the ACC.
Who does Purdue play? I almost picked Purdue and Notre Dame to be the mystery game of the week. But I just think it's really interesting. I think Illinois has something to prove. I want to keep my eye on them to see if they're going to continue to win. I think they could probably. Now, I foresee there might be one loss. I was looking at their schedule. I think they play Notre Dame. I think maybe next week.
Yeah, I think so.
I foresee that possibly being a loss, but I don't know. It depends on how they play this week.
Yeah, I think. Do you know if they pull like Oregon or Ohio State?
I'm pretty sure that was
Penn
who it
State?
was. They play Ohio State.
Ohio State. Yeah.
So that's my concern is, do you leave Illinois? If Illinois beats Indiana, do you leave Illinois in for playoff contention?
No.
If they lose to Ohio State?
No, if they lose both those games, they're probably out.
No, I'm saying if they win.
Oh, if they win one.
Yeah.
If they win one and lose the other.
Yeah.
Probably.
If they win out and lose to Ohio State.
If they win out and lose to Ohio State, yeah, they're probably a playoff team. They're probably actually they're probably in the Big Ten championship.
Now,
probably.
Do I think they can win a national championship? No, but I thought it was really good for Illinois to be number 9.
Here's I know a lot of people say that we have Power Four. There's a Power Four conference. There's the ACC, SEC, Big Ten, and Pac, whatever. There's really not.
Yeah.
This is a two conference thing. The SEC and the Big Ten run the show. Now, here's the difference between the two. And I only bring this up because I think it's relevant to what you said. The SEC in any given year have about 5 to 6 contenders that could make their way. Like this year, you have Tennessee, Georgia, Texas A&M. Texas is still not conversation because they're Texas. LSU. I don't know if I said LSU, but I digress. There's a ton. There's a lot of depth in this conference. There's not so much depth in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
There are 3 teams right now that I would say could make the playoffs, and that's Oregon, Ohio State, and Penn State. Everybody below them, that's tier A. Everything in tier B, I don't know, is playoff contenders, but they're going to get benefit of the doubt because of that sticker that they have.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this is going to be an interesting game.
Oh, it's going to be a really good
for
game.
both teams. However,
where is it played
Illinois.
at? It's Indiana at Illinois, or is it Illinois at Indiana?
If you hadn't asked me, I could have told you.
I think home field's probably going to give them.
I'll look it up and put it in the comments.
Who did you pick? Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Indiana.
Cool.
I'm gonna go Indiana just to be different. But not only that, I think Indiana is still riding the coattails of last year because they had that really, really awesome year last year, and I think that I think until you beat them as the top of the B tier in the Big Ten, I think until you beat them, you kind of have to go with them. I think it's similar to like prove me wrong, basically.
And I see it as a negative thing right on the coattails of last year because I think they've got this big head of, we made it to the playoffs last year, so we should be ranked higher than number 19. I mean, I guess you could use that to say, okay, they're going to try and prove themselves for this game.
Yeah.
But I think that can also be a bad thing. I think they're going to go in there thinking, oh, I can beat Illinois. Oh, it's just Illinois. I can do it. No problem. I'm picking Illinois.
I think these teams are probably very evenly matched too. Like I think that the rankings might be a little, which I think the AP ranking right now is a joke anyway.
Oh, Notre Dame at number 24 with no wins. And Nebraska, now mind you, Nebraska. This is why I almost picked this game because Nebraska is 3-0.
Hold on, I was deterred from doing this, but I want to do it just because like we're talking about it.
But Nebraska's 3-0, so you can't tell me that Notre Dame has no wins and is ranked, and you've got other teams that are undefeated and not ranked. I don't care if it is Nebraska.
Yeah, they have Vanderbilt at 20.
Yeah.
Like what? And Notre Dame's 24.
It's a joke.
This is USC's ranked. Who has USC played?
Now they're number 25.
What? Michigan.
21.
21. What is this?
A joke. An absolute joke.
What's the top 10? Okay, Ohio State, Penn State, LSU, Miami. Okay, I don't have any problem with any of those. Georgia, Oregon. Okay, Florida State. Okay. Why is Texas in the top 10?
Because
Texas is an SEC team now. I have the right to talk about that because this is an SEC show. Why is Texas ranked number 8
because they're in denial.
With the way they played.
They're in denial.
Texas A&M should be ranked higher. They're 10th. I think they should be at least 8th.
I disagree.
You like them at 10th?
I like them.
After going to Notre Dame and winning.
Mm-hmm. Notre Dame has no wins.
They do have a win. They have a win against Notre Dame at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame at Notre Dame. Notre Dame has no wins. I think you misheard my question. Or my statement.
Ole Miss at 13th.
I think Ole Miss and Texas A&M should be switched.
I could agree that. Alabama at 14th. That's insanity. Tennessee at 15th.
You think Alabama should be higher?
No, I think they should be lower.
Like closer to 25?
Yeah, no, like between
closer to 1.
Like between 19 to 23, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Ole Miss, like I said, 13th at Ole Miss. I'm fine with that. Tennessee at 15th, I have a problem with.
Tennessee should be ranked higher than Texas A&M.
Yeah, Tennessee should be at least.
After the way they play,
I like them being
right behind Georgia.
They should be like 13th,
but
probably.
Again,
I don't think they should be up that high.
Well, but there again, because they had that one loss, they're going to go lower. Yet Notre Dame has 2 losses, and we're going to put them at number 24.
Georgia Tech is 18th.
Let's take a moment.
That's
monumental.
Hey, we'll take it. And you want to know who I don't see on here?
They're not ranked.
They're not?
Let's see if I can read your mind. 1, 2, 3.
Clemson.
Florida.
I think Clemson, because they had all that preseason hype, and they're like a lot of people. I know a few people that picked them to win the national championship.
I think Sweeney is feeling the pressure of the same pressure as Napier, but that's neither here nor there.
What about I don't know if you saw it, but like there was some great post game interviews, and 2 of them were Dabo Sweeney, and then there was the one from Brian Kelly.
Yeah, I saw the Dabo Sweeney one. Oh, you bet I saw the Dabo Sweeney one.
Did you see Brian Kelly's?
I did not.
Oh man, you need to go watch that. If y'all haven't seen that, go watch the after game press conference with Brian Kelly, and you can do the Monday press conference, because this is the one you're talking about with Dabo. You can go watch that one too. That one's great. The AP poll is a joke right now. And like I get it. I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, well, it doesn't matter. We'll have the CFP." What do you think they're going to base their decisions off of?
The AP poll.
They're going to reference the AP poll. Like I guarantee you, there won't be too much. There's going to be a little bit, but there's not going to be too much of a difference between the two. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, but I saw a lot of teams on there. Mm-hmm. Like if you go by favorability, like there's a lot of teams that are ranked less than opponents, and the lesser ranked team would be favored against the opponent on the neutral side.
Yeah,
100%.
Craziness.
I would say something, but we're trying to keep the show kid friendly as best as possible. But
yeah, let's keep it kid friendly.
It's insanity.
That's week 4.
Week 4.
We'll see who.
That's week 4 predictions.
Picks the most games quickly.
We'll see. Real quick. The SEC teams that have byes, obviously Alabama, Georgia, they'll play next week.
Mississippi State.
Yes, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, and Kentucky. All have bye weeks this week. So I don't know if it's because of that this week just seems kind of let down. Like obviously you do have the Auburn Oklahoma game, but like I don't know, this week just seems.
It seems like there's a lot of bye games this week.
Yeah, and I just don't. And like I said, it probably is because of last week being so insane with all the games. But anyway, that's our show, guys.
Thank y'all for watching.
Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, hit that like, hit that subscribe button.
Leave us a comment.
Go check us out on TikTok at SEC at Home 16. That's our handle. And yeah, we will see y'all for reactions for next week, which at the rate we're going now, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, more fun. Anyway, thanks, guys.
Have a good one.
God bless.